What did he do? He told other people what to invent? I want my entire music collection in that phone. Get on it! Right? And then these poor, nameless, faceless scientists got to go in a back room and figure it out.
So the chief operating officer is the person who would make that all happen. Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to the Profit Dare. Thanks for joining me today. On this channel, we provide simple financial solutions that inspire savvy stewardship. Today, we're going to continue our discussion from the book Next Level. That book is designed for side hustlers and small businesses. We've previously discussed the chief executive officer, and today we're going to discuss the chief operating officer. A small business owner or side hustler rarely has the excess resources to hire a chief operating officer. So you, as the side hustler, get to be both chief executive officer and the chief operating officer. It's possible that you don't know what a chief operating officer does or what their responsibilities are. So we're going to make it real simple because this is for your business and what can help you. There are four things, we'll cover four things that the chief operating officer should do in your business. The first one is to execute the company's vision. Second thing is to implement strategies, policies, and procedures. Third thing is to ensure that the day-to-day operations are done with excellence. And the fourth thing, and this is a big one, is to create a culture and optimize productivity and efficiencies. Those things are really important for small business owners. And so CEOs must also have some great character traits or abilities. The first one is they must be strategic. They must be a strategic thinker. The second one is they must be great at execution. The third thing is they must have deep business wisdom. You should be an expert in your particular business. And the fourth thing is they must be nimble with the ability to adapt and pivot when necessary.
It is time to pivot.
CEOs are typically the second in command of a company, right? They're just below the chief executive officer. And they're similar to an executive officer on a ship. I was on a ship for a long time, and we had a commanding officer and we had an executive officer. The commanding officer was in charge of the big picture, and the executive officer was in charge of the day-to-day operations of the ship. So as small business owners and side hustlers, you are both, again, the CEO and the COO. Normally, these roles are a great fit for side hustlers and small business owners. Why? Because sharing the vision of the business is joyful. It's fun to tell people, hey, I'm taking this step. I'm going to do this new thing. That's fun. It's also the sweet spot for many small business owners. This is where dogs are groomed and oil is changed and houses are framed and food is served. You, as the small business owner or side hustler, should be that expert in your field. So this should be the area where you shine. But there is a warning, caveat emptor, so to speak, right? So many business owners get stuck in this area. They're busy doing the actual work. They're great at serving food. However, they often remain stuck in one spot, doing all the getting into the weeds of the business. You know, when they purchased the business or they started the business, they probably wore that CEO hat. Chatting about the business and casting vision was fun. It was super exciting. And people listened and they were engaged. It was fun stuff. It was hopeful. It was optimistic, right? Then the work started, and it was probably harder than you thought. Getting caught in the weeds is easy to do, and because the work has to be done. Everything seemed to be both urgent and important all at once. Priorities became blurry, and the vision can stagnate. It's vital for you as both the CEO and the COO is to take off that hat and wear the other one. Don't always be in the weeds doing work when you need to think vision, and don't always think vision when you need to do work. And it's going to even get more to do as we cover more roles.
I've been warned.
Now that you've been warned, let's get into the job of the COO. The first one, execute the company's vision. So the CEO is often a charismatic person. They don't always have to be, because Tim Cook from Apple is not necessarily very charismatic. He is effective though, right? But they're typically charismatic. the life of the party. They draw a crowd with their voice. That's the stereotypical, but it's often the case. So we think of people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Henry Ford and Ray Kroc, Jack Welch from GE, Howard Schultz from Starbucks, and Steve Jobs.
How are we gonna get all of this into this? I mean, what year does this guy think this is? This is crazy. This is like Buck Rogers. Dude, my kid has a birthday in like 11 months. Steve Jobs just walking by. I don't hear any thinking going on in there. Just strutting around the office, eating some pretentious fruit like a pear, right? Just throwing out ideas. There's another one. There's another one I just came up with on the way to work. I was reading a magazine the other day, turning pages, you know? I like to turn pages on a screen that aren't even there. Yeah, wrap your heads around that, guys. See you in 8 years. Where you going, Michael? Big, little, get on it.
So certainly Bill Burr was just being funny. He's a comedian, that's his job, right? However, there is a nugget of truth to what he's saying. CEOs often just dictate orders, and the COO makes things happen. The CEO forms the vision, and the COO executes the vision through strategy, leadership, and management. So one of the key things you must do as a business owner is execute the company vision. Fortunately for you, you're both the CEO and COO, so you should be the one who formed the vision, and now you get to execute that vision. Keeping things balanced can be problematic for a lot of us, right? So it's important. So do your best to keep things balanced. There's a Bible verse I want to share. It's from Habakkuk 2:2, and it says, make the vision plain, make it simple, so the person who reads it can run with it. So you as the CEO, make your vision simple so you as the COO can actually make it happen. The second thing the CEO does that we're going to talk about in this video is they implement strategies, policies, and procedures. I know it probably doesn't sound a whole lot of fun, but I'm telling you, stuff is super necessary for your business. So resist the urge to make your brain a filing cabinet. Even the simplest small business can be very complex. There are many moving parts. So keeping track of all of them can be very difficult. You're busy and you have dozens of competing priorities. Write things down. Use what works best for you. Maybe you don't want to use a little simple notepad. Maybe you want to use your phone or some other piece of technology. But make sure you get ideas and things written down. And then when you have policies and procedures, make sure they're actually in a format that can be shared with others. Design and implement strategies for your business. This is super important, right? So create job aids, best practices, policies, and procedures from the beginning. Adjust them as needed. You as the small business owner probably are the expert in your field. So why make it harder for someone who's coming behind you by recreating the wheel? You know what needs to be done. You probably made mistakes and you've corrected them. Instead of keeping it up here, write it down. So if you ever have to scale your business, which you probably want to, when you're scaling your business or hiring employees, all this stuff is already done so they can actually run with the vision. So many people love safety and security. They like having a paycheck and they want a W-2 at the end of the year. They're unwilling to take the necessary risks to start their own business. So that's good news for you. It's possible that you can be able to hire them, right? It's even possible that they're more qualified and smarter than you. They just don't like risk. And since they're hypersensitive to risk, and they can't do what you're doing. So hire them. Put them on your team. Have them work for you. W-2 employees aren't business owners. Don't think of them that way. They can't and they won't run your business like you run your business. Your initiative and grit should exceed that of your employees. Make their job easier by developing easy to understand policies, procedures, and job aids and best practices. I promise you won't regret doing this. Third thing, ensure that the day-to-day operations are done with excellence. Now, this warning continues here because it's easy to get bogged down in here and have yourself a job instead of having a business. Break free from that if you possibly can, because if you don't, then you have a W-2 job, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you also have the stress and the strain of being a business owner. So you have a job and a business. It's a hybrid, and it just doesn't work. It's painful, it's stressful, and I encourage you to break free from that if you possibly can. It's the worst of both worlds. However, day-to-day work still must be done. And it also must be done with excellence if you ever want to scale your business and ensure your existing customers return. See, excellence in business is rare. It really is. It's sad, but it is. So build a culture of excellence. Wow your customers by meeting their expectations and doing it with joy. The bar is actually pretty low. It's unfortunate, but it is. So when's the last time you visited a fast food restaurant other than Chick-fil-A and walked away and said, wow, that was a great experience? Probably not. I mean, I've had experiences where it's like the people in the window are like, you wonder if they're even alive, or they're terribly rude and they just hand you the stuff and they grunt at best. The bar is pretty low in most businesses when it comes to excellence. Think of the last 3 to 5 interactions that you had and ask yourself, were you genuinely impressed? Or do you think that it was just, meh? Could you do better in your business like this? Could you steal some market share from somebody who is offering just enough to get by with a bad attitude? So there's a market for excellence. People are hungry for excellence, and they will actually pay a premium for it when it's genuinely excellent and not just to pretend excellent. I was talking to a business owner the other day. He owns an automotive garage, and he said that he's not in competition with other garages or dealerships. He's actually in competition with every business his customers have been to that day. He wants to make sure when they leave his store, his garage, that they walk out and say, man, that was the best service I ever received. There's a dearth of excellence out there. Let's fill the void. Let's build cultures of excellence. So the fourth thing that I want to talk about today is you must optimize productivity and efficiency. Few businesses establish a culture of constant process improvement. Those that do have a distinct competitive advantage in the marketplace. Customers not only want an excellent product, but they want it to be better, faster, and cheaper. Let's imagine your business is crushing it and you have a food truck that's basically printing money. You wonder why you didn't start this business sooner. It's so easy and so fun. You only wish that you would have done it sooner. You have lines at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, it's awesome. One day, though, another entrepreneur drives by and sees your lines. And this person says, I wonder, if they have that much business, the market must be big enough to sustain 2 people. And next thing you know, they park their truck next to yours and you start losing business. They look at their watch, they're like, yeah, that line's pretty long, I'll try the new person. And they do. And next thing you know, you no longer have a monopoly on that corner for food, right? What are you gonna do? Great businesses invite competition. Your success invited that new truck. People aren't gonna start a new business based on a failing model, right? So what are you going to do? You have a decision to make. So what are you going to do? Are you going to compete only on price? Are you going to lower the price? Or are you going to actually think about ways to improve your processes, improve your procedures, improve your product, whatever you can do to make your customers happy? Can you reduce the line time for your people by 25%? So they look at it and watch, oh, the line's moving fast, I'm good, I don't need to go to somebody else. Or are you satisfied and just say, you know what, I'm fine. That's all I need is a few customers. See, if you forget about your customer, you must constantly keep your mind on your customer, because if you don't, someone else will, and they'll steal your market share. And again, good businesses create competition, and they invite competition. So always keep your customer in mind. Find ways to improve their experience, to improve your product or your service. The only way you can do that, so your people are going to ask for more money. When you start hiring people, they're going to want raises, they're going to want benefits, they're going to want time off. And you can only raise your prices so much. You must find ways to improve your productivity and your efficiency. And there's plenty of ways to do that, right? There's things like Six Sigma, there's simple lean, there's just plain old lean, and then there's common sense, right? Common sense works still, guys, it still works. Congratulations on being the CEO and COO. You have a great vision, plus you're able to implement it with excellence. However, you still need qualified customers who are willing to pay for your service or your product. So In the next video, we will talk about the role of the chief marketing officer. You see, nothing happens until somebody sells something. Right, Tommy?
Hey, this sales thing isn't so easy.
All right, blessings. Thank you for joining me today. This video has added value to you. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you have not invested in a copy of the book Next Level, please go on Amazon, check it out. I trust it'll be a blessing to you. I will see you soon with a new video. And until then, I dare you to profit so that you can practice and promote radical and revolutionary generosity. Blessings.